Hey everyone, welcome to Plants and Politics. So the squad must be willing to shoot the hostage at least once. Now, I'm not talking about shooting an actual person. Obviously, I'm speaking metaphorically, of course. But here's what I mean by that. Pelosi can predict their every move, and it takes away their leverage. And right now, more than ever, progressives in the House hold immense power. Because of Pelosi's pre-election stimulus shenanigans and swing district Democrats' refusal to embrace progressive policies such as Medicare for All, which the vast majority of Americans want and need across political spectrums, the Democrats' majority in the House is now razor thin. So Pelosi can't afford to lose any Democratic votes, and that includes in regard to her speakership. Unfortunately, no one on the Democratic side is running against her, which needs to change. Somebody needs to step up and challenge her on the Democratic side so that it doesn't go to Kevin McCarthy. But this whole topic of Medicare for All, it's been a source of conversation lately on social media. Progressive commentator Jimmy Dore suggested that the squad barter with Pelosi and offer to vote for her if and only if she allowed a vote for Medicare for All to come to the floor. Now, many have suggested that it would be an act in futility because the bill would never pass the Senate. But as I explained recently, they didn't take that stance when it came to the marijuana bill. They used the marijuana bill to signal to their constituents that that's where the Democratic Party stands. And this isn't the first time. I mean, this is nothing new. They do this all the time to tell their voters, hey, we're with you. Even if the Republican-controlled Senate refuses to allow a vote on it, this is where we stand. This is where our loyalties lie. This is what we want for you. They do it all the time, right? They're referred to as signaling bills. So this is why I said that the squad and other true progressives need to be willing to be hated. They need to be willing to shoot the hostage if necessary. That means even if a bill fails, or even if it gives Republicans some leverage on an issue, they have to be willing not to flinch. This is where being a parent comes in handy. Maybe this is why, I don't think any of them have children, but when you're a parent, your kids are just going to hate you for a while. And that's okay. You're going to do what needs to be done. You're going to require them to do what needs to be done. As long as they're safe, clean, and fed, that's all that matters, right? In the long run, they'll thank you for it. They'll thank you for giving a damn and for making them eat their peas or for making them be a productive member of society and get a job. Yeah, they hate you at the time, but oh well. As Dr. Phil says, you can get glad in the same pants you got mad in. And that's the mentality that the squad needs to take. It's not about them. It's not about their celebrity or their popularity or how many Twitter followers they have. It's about making sure that those in need are heard and you get help to them. And they need to recognize that Pelosi is never going to bring Medicare for All up for a vote any other way, because she and other establishment Democrats are just too beholden to their corporate donors, which includes big pharma and insurance companies. And that's why Biden said he would veto the bill. But he said that before we were in the middle of a global pandemic and millions had lost their jobs in healthcare. So I think even he is smart enough to know that he would be the villain of all villains if he vetoed healthcare. Healthcare that was so popular, by the way, that it made it all the way through the House and the Senate and landed on his desk. So just as Trump has used his base and public pressure over the last 4 years to force Republicans to carry his water and to lie for him, progressives need to use that same newfound power and their leverage to do the same. But instead, they're going to use it for the good of the people and not just one candidate. They're not going to use it for selfish self-serving reasons. They're going to use it to actually affect change in this country. So if necessary, they need to show Pelosi that they're willing to go farther than she ever even thought. They need to do to her what Trump has done to her. They need to take her by surprise. They need to show her they're not going to play by the old rules. They don't apply anymore. We're not dealing with the same Republican Party, and establishment Democrats refuse to hold them accountable, refuse to take true, strong action and use their power when we give it to them. So progressives need to force it. I'm sorry. I like AOC, but I just think she's too young. I just think that, when you're in your 20s, even when you're in your 30s, you want to be liked. You want to make people happy. I was never like that. Can you tell? But most people, especially women, are afraid to go against the grain. They're afraid to make people angry. They're afraid that, what are people going to say? What are they going to think? I'm going to get the blame. So what? So what? In the end, they'll understand why you're doing it. They'll understand and appreciate it. You got to act crazy. I don't remember which comedian it was, but there was some comedian that did a whole bit about how when you're in a fight, you got to act crazy. And that way the other person backs down. That's where we're at. In the words of Prince, let's go crazy. Let's get nuts. You got to do it. You have to. You have to be able to pull that trigger at least once. Because Pelosi right now is like the kid who has never had any punishment. She's like the kid who has gotten away with everything. She always gets her way. She's never been told no. And she manipulates everyone around her. They need to show her consequences be damned. We're going to do what's right. Just my thoughts. But hopefully they find their ovaries. As always, like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching and listening. I will talk with you soon. Take care. Thanks for listening to Plants and Politics. The only way we can take our country and power back is to spread the truth and build an army. So remember to like, follow, subscribe, and share on Facebook, YouTube, and wherever you listen to your podcasts. Thanks again.